What is going down, everyone? It's time for Mojobreak.com, the hype episode 265 Thanksgiving special. I'm going to see what you guys are thankful for in this hobby, so maybe we'll discuss that. But we've got Tops is helping out the shops. We're going to talk about that today. We got some Black Friday breaks we're going to talk about. We got our football segment. We got 2022 Bowman Chrome that's came out. And, of course, we have two losing football teams to the right side of me. How you guys doing? Radio silence.
I wish that the listeners could see the visual of C-Rad just like completely distraught right now.
Actually, the Raiders did win this weekend, though.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing that Super Bowl champions are not crowned in Week 12. There's never been a Super Bowl champion in Week 12, as far as I know.
I love the reasoning.
So, yeah, I mean, right now, Niner fans are living on a high. It'll come crashing down again, and everybody be calling for Brock Purdy to step in.
Baby Bosa.
That Jimmy Garoppolo could not win in the playoffs. And honestly, like, I'm not even trying to be a jerk. Maybe I am a little bit, but you're getting hot at the wrong time. The Niners actually got hot last year at the perfect time, pushed them right to the playoffs. You can get hot. You can get hot right now in the middle of the season. That's great.
It's towards the end. We have 5 home games.
It's in the middle of the season.
It's 3 straight home games.
It's in the middle of the season.
But
so
I'm
a
also
3-game losing streak, and everything changes here. Everything changes.
It's true. That's what you're rooting for.
I'm not. I'm rooting. I'm still rooting for my team to win.
You guys will have a great low first-round draft pick next year.
Next week?
Next week.
You're gonna have. Is that what happens? You win the Super Bowl in Week 12, and then the draft is Week 13.
Yeah. But you know what? We talk about being thankful. Hopefully, I'll be thankful for Aaron Judge becoming a Giants. I'm already thankful of Christian McCaffrey.
I'm leaving. I don't even want to be on this.
I'm
show
thankful for Bowman Chrome coming out this week. Cody, what are you thankful for in this hobby and in sports in general?
Well, you already said it. I'm thankful for the eventual 8-year, $400 million contract that the good folks at 24 Willie Mays Plaza will be offering. Aaron Judge, savior of the franchise, local kid, comes home, does good, and I mean it's gonna be like remember LeBron coming to Miami and it was like not 1, not 2, not 3. That's how I'm feeling right now. Let's go. Let's get it done. All rise. Aaron Judge.
Do you think he should
$40 million? $40 million. I know.
That's
I know.
a bargain.
I know. It's not a bargain.
It's $1 million a home run.
$1 million a home run.
God, you know what?
Per year.
It's the price of staying relevant when you got the greatest show on hardwood right up the street. I know the Warriors are struggling a little bit, but that's still Steph Curry. That's still Klay Thompson. They'll be fine. You got the Niners making noise.
Man.
You gotta stay relevant in this market. It's competitive.
He's now a Laker and a Dodger fan.
I'm a Laker fan. I'm a Dodger fan.
How dare you?
I'm an A's fan.
Like I said, knock yourself out with the A's. You know,
hey man,
you know what's great?
I like teams that don't spend money recklessly.
You know
what's
great? You know what'll be great about being an A's fan during this time is that you get to see Aaron Judge a couple times a year come to Oakland, and that place will look great and filled up. Like, look at the power of Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm sure his friends from Linden will
cool.
travel down to Oakland.
Lamont Wade, just in the same lineup.
Rebound year, let's go. Hey, you know
Aaron
what?
Judge.
All that great hitting and that he's going to pass it on to
Wilmer
him.
Flores.
Love Jock Peterson.
Backing him up.
Love Wilmer.
Jock Peterson. When we got to get excited about Jock Peterson in the lineup.
Great DH option.
Pitching, can Aaron Judge pitch? How could he pitch out of the bullpen?
Logan Webb, that's an ace in the making right there.
Could we just not pay that type of money for him and then just wait until Ohtani's a free agent and then just sign Ohtani?
Here's the thing, though, and I don't say
and
this
no,
is
it's
a joke.
not gonna. Don't say, well, we'll just sign Ohtani next year.
Well, they can.
They have to sell a lot of 99 Aaron Judge jerseys to be able to afford that.
Well,
$37 garlic fries. You're talking about garlic fries. They're going to go up. They're going up.
That's the only thing I like.
They're $37 for
the
garlic
Giants.
fries. Add a beer on that. I don't know, $72.
The amount of money coming off the books next year for the Giants is literally equal to what the average annual salary should be for Shohei Ohtani. Lock it up. Let's do
Judge
it.
and
Judge and
Ohtani.
Ohtani together.
Wow.
Just the thought of that is probably like
That's
sending
irrelevancy,
shivers
baby.
up your
Again,
spine.
you want to
Oh, your
compete.
spine.
You want to compete for headlines with the greatest dynasty this area has seen since the Joe Montana
Still
Young
Joey
Niners.
Bart catching over there.
Sure, doesn't matter when you got Shohei and Aaron Judge in the
Well,
lineup.
somebody needs to call a game.
Hey, he's a good game caller. I'll give him that.
Okay.
I'll give him that. And you know what? It could still happen. He could turn it around.
On a side note, Aaron Judge does go to the Giants. How does that affect his cards?
Unfortunately, they go down.
So the hobby will hate this move.
Yes,
The hobby
100%.
will absolutely hate this move.
And let's be honest. And be honest with yourself. Take your Homer hat off. I mean, you're wearing it loud and proud right
I'm wearing
now.
it. It's my lucky hat. It's got the sweat stains. that show.
It is the ultimate gamer hat.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Judge probably does sign back with the Yankees, right?
I mean, I was leaning towards that way.
If you were going 70-30, 70% signing with the Yankees, 30% signing with the Giants.
I was more optimistic initially. I think there was a 60-40, but 60 being the Yankees. Where it stands now, I'm much more optimistic about the Giants' chances. I'm not going to quite say 50-50, but I think that
45,
they have been
45, 55.
Yeah, I think that's fair. 45-55. I still think he probably goes back to the Yankees. And look, the Giants have enough money.
Would he give the Giants a little bit of a discount?
No,
No, not at all.
which is fine. But
Is it?
Yeah, whatever.
This guy hit 62 home runs last year, the most in the American League. He's got one more plateau to overcome. He goes to the National League. He's got to break that record.
That's right.
But you don't want to see that.
No, I don't.
The only way I'd want to see it is if he's wearing orange and black.
No, but
true. It
even
makes
if,
it easier to see.
Actually, Aaron Judge comes to the Giants and actually beats Bonds a single season. Like, you do not want to see that. Like that, Doug does not want to see that.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. He comes to the Giants and he breaks the record.
Yeah,
Hey,
if
it's
he
a legit
doesn't-
record, and he's doing it in the place where the previous record holder did it. It's kind of like what happened with the Yankees, whereas you break the American League record. The two guys who own that record are in pinstripes. The two guys who would own the single season record, if he does come here and then eventually breaks that record, boy, that's a lot of ifs.
That's a lot of home runs.
That would be a lot of home runs.
And
That would be
he
incredible.
is 31, right?
He's 31.
Okay.
Hey,
Let that sink in.
National League has the DH now. It's fine. We'll be fine.
$40 million. All right, that's a
Cost of
lot
doing
of
Downer Dan. He's
that's
not
a-
thankful of his team trying to
Cost
make
of
some
doing business.
signings.
That's a lot of. Yeah, that's a lot of ifs, and that's a lot of baseball talk.
There's going to be
It's a lot of we're doing a lot of baseball talk right now.
I mean, when you've got a guy like Judge, this is one of the bigger free agencies in a long, long time. So it's Judge is in the headlines.
He was stoked when they gave away the future for Stafford and Ramsey and all those guys. But when it comes to Aaron Judge, oh no, it's too much money. See where his alliance is.
But the thing is that that got the Rams the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I don't think one player on a baseball team is going to make them a World Series contender.
I genuinely, and I might go say you're crazy, but I genuinely
Is he
believe
Bugs Bunny? Could he play every single position at the same time?
Oh man, boy, what would Bugs Bunny's average annual value be? That would be crazy. He would have a record contract.
It'd be a lot. It'd be a lot.
Speaking of Bugs Bunny, we have plenty of Space Jam available, a hobby version of Space Jam if you come in the shop, because I'm not allowed to sell it to you over the interwebs.
That was a softball.
I'm not allowed to sell it to you over the interwebs.
That wasn't even planned.
It wasn't, but we have plenty of Space Jam. Just can't tell you the price, and I can't advertise it. But if you want some,
I got to make it as difficult
Email.
as possible for you to be able to buy it, and that probably is why I have so much of it.
Guess what? We're going to come out with Space Jam 9 months after the movie came out, and then we're going to tell you can only sell it in the shop, and you can't advertise it on the internet. You're going to be stuck with a ton of it.
Look, I'll be Mr. Positivity. There's few products where you're going to get a LeBron James Bugs Bunny dual auto. I mean,
true.
come on.
Very unique.
Two legends right there.
So who signs the Bugs Bunny?
I believe it is
is
the current voice actor.
Okay,
Yeah,
it has to be.
current voice actor.
It's Bugs Bunny, bro.
Yeah, it should just be Bugs Bunny. Let's be honest.
But wanted to put that on the Black Friday special for you guys to buy, but we cannot. But anyways, we do have Black Friday breaks over at Mojobreak.com. Most of them are already filling up. So if you're listening to this on Thursday, we will run some more throughout the weekend. But get in on those Black Friday breaks at Mojobreak.com and head over to MojobreakShop.com because we are going to be running doorbusters insane deals on Black Friday. We've got stuff like Leaf Metal Football at $49. That's 5 autos. We've got 2022 Mosaic Draft Picks at $149, normally like $250. We've got Mosaic Euro H2 at $70, and there's going to be insane deals all day long. So, it's right in time for Christmas. I'm sure you guys know sports fans, or tell your significant other that, like, hey, Mojobreak Shop's got a good deal. You want to get me some presents? Head on over there, Black Friday. We're also doing deals currently, too, under the Black November headline there. So get some great deals at mojobreakshop.com, and the doorbusters will be insane because we have a lot of inventory, and we don't want it anymore. So our loss is your gain. Mojobreakshop.com.
I don't think that phrase is used enough.
What?
Our loss is your gain.
Another man's trash is no, it's not trash because it's a good product, but it's another man's treasure. Isn't that the saying people say?
That is a saying, yeah.
That is a saying. But I didn't get a chance to see what C-Rad is grateful for in this hobby. Thankful, I should say, not grateful. Thankful.
I'm thankful that I'm just thankful in general that we're still getting new products. It's been a rough road the last couple of years in terms of like just steady releases. The hobby has exploded obviously, but just being able to rip new stuff is what gets me excited every week. So I'm thankful that we're still just getting something new to see.
I know, and you just pulled that Jalen Green 1 of 1 out of Select, the snakeskin patch auto, which is nuts. That was a crazy hit, and pulling heat every day. I mean, you could go on our Instagram and see the heat that this man pulls. I think just to not to get soft on you guys, just being thankful to be relevant and open up cards and produce content for you guys for almost 12 years now. So
That's what I was gonna take, man. You just stole my fire, man. No, I just being relevant, being able to do a podcast, having people listen. We don't actually say that enough. It's remarkable that listen to 4 dudes sit here and talk about sports cards and a little bit of sports, and we have tons of people who I know over the years, like Doug and I and Cody and Conrad, have had people come up at big shows like the National and actually talk more about the podcast and how much they listen to it and how much they enjoy it and how they look forward to it, and that's the stuff I'm thankful for.
Yeah, absolutely. And even before the hype, we had podcasts we did, but we didn't have it on a regular basis. So we've been doing this every week for 265 weeks now. It's crazy. So, and Cody came in. I'm thankful for Cody to come in and stepped up the game a little bit. We didn't have audio sound like it was coming from an echo chamber, and cameras that looked like they were in 2D. So it was a great upgrade, and thankful for all you guys.
What's the toy where you just basically put the little cartridge in?
Oh yeah, the viewfinder.
The viewfinder.
Yeah.
That's how our podcast.
Our podcast looked like a viewfinder.
They need to bring that back, dude.
Hey, well, I'm thankful. We're all gonna get, all lovey-dovey, but I mean it sincerely. I'm thankful for having this opportunity with you guys during a time where there was a lot of uncertainty in my own life of where am I going, what am I doing, and then this really just fell in my lap as truly a golden opportunity where not only have I, it's a great job, but to actually, create new friendships here, and to go travel to these places with you guys has been really, really fun.
Yeah.
Sweet. Where's our holiday party at?
I don't know. I was talking about Big Al's, maybe. I don't know if
Big
got back
Al's
to
Record
me.
Barn?
No.
That's right.
That's the
right.
new hip
I would love
arcade bowling alley bar thing, a majig. It's like
It's cool.
more adult version of Dave & Buster's, maybe?
Is it a chain?
It is a chain.
so.
The sports bar area is phenomenal. Humongous screens, 2 huge screens, and then you've got 4 screens of pretty substantial size below it. So you can, if there's basketball, hockey, football.
Do they have a Rams fan club? Probably not.
It's a little too close proximity to Levi Stadium, I think, for that to be allowed.
Well, wouldn't all the fans be at the stadium?
That's true. Well, if you're not at the stadium, I think they're well, come to Big Al's. That's
I
the
get
place
it.
to
Why would
be.
you want to go to that stadium?
Yeah, fair enough.
I did get an email back from them. I was just checking in on that. We'll talk about that after the show.
There we go.
You'll
Big
get some
Al's
content
Record
from Big
Barn.
Al's. But Topps is trying to get you guys back in the shop, and I think this is a great program that Topps has coming out. It launches on Small Business Saturday and runs through March. It's the MVP buyback program. So if you pull a Paul Goldschmidt or a Aaron Judge out of Topps Chrome 2022, You can bring that thing back into the shop. Base, they're offering $20 in store credit, meaning if you come into Mojobreak shop or any of your local card shops that are participating. Now, I know all of them aren't participating, but I think Topps will have a list. So if you're not around us, there's somewhere near you, I'm sure. And if you pull a refractor, it's $40 in store credit. If you pull a numbered card over 100, it's $100 in store credit. And any numbered card under 200 or under 100 is $200 in store credit. Only for Goldschmidt and Aaron Judge. So go back. I'm sure you guys have these cards. So, and I don't think there's any limit, right? If you had 10 judges.
Well, I mean, we were talking about it before we went live. Those cards are very, very popular on eBay right now, so I don't think there is a limit.
So yeah, I
Gotta
mean,
read the fine print.
if you rip cases of Chrome, I'm sure you have a good amount of these base cards, which would normally be 99 cents, but to get you back in the shop, $20. So I mean, gives you another chance to get another box. You've got Bowman Chrome that just came out, so you can trade up, get yourself a box of Bowman Chrome. So everybody wins. It's getting the customer some stuff for a good deal, and it's getting people back in to do what you say is face-to-face commerce.
Oh, yeah,
You
bringing it
love
back.
that.
And
You're thankful for
it's
face-to-face
good because
commerce.
at this time of the year, you don't see a lot of face-to-face commerce. A lot of people doing the Amazon ordering, not, putting their boots on, going out there face-to-face, giving, commerce, money. Well, now it's credit cards, but, you know what I mean.
Face to face.
Face-to-face, man.
Now
it's a lost art.
I didn't read the terms and conditions on this one, but I was just thinking as you said that. What if you got a guy that's like, I got 40 of it. How about I send you them?
I was gonna say
I send you them, and then you send me $800
I
box.
was gonna say what about people who were in a ton of breaks and say they bought every Yankee spot
Right.
in a case break, and now they have 80 or 90 Aaron Judge base cards. Can they just send those to their local card shop?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a limit. So, I mean, because what if somebody has like 10,000? They're like, I want a 20. I want flawless. Or I mean, I don't know if it has to be on. I'm assuming it has to be on a Topps product, right?
I don't know. It doesn't say it should be, right?
Because there's a big opportunity. I mean, this is kind of like the Pepsi Jet situation that was on Netflix, right?
Pepsi, where's my jet?
Right. So what if somebody's got like 500,000 Aaron Judges that they just been stacking up?
They have 7 million. They have 7 million Aaron Judge cards.
So I don't know if there is a limit on that.
But there's also the parallels actually get you more, correct? Like refractors, I think it's like 40.
I do have, here we go. This is from Topps.com. They're frequently asked questions about this. Is there a limit to the number of cards I can bring in? While there isn't an official limit, each hobby shop has discretion to cap the number of cards they buy back.
Gotcha.
They just bring in 4 million of them. They're like, I would like your card shop now.
That's right.
You work for me.
Cards do not need to be in mint condition, but they must be in one piece. They cannot
Yes,
be
no
ripped
ripped or altered cards accepted.
Yeah. So wouldn't that be a doozy?
Wait a second.
I'm buying. Yeah. Somebody comes in and says, "I'm the captain now. This is my shop." That would be quite a doozy.
I have an Aaron Judge that I've cut up into 150 pieces. I would like $20 for each piece.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep. And so
That
the
is a crazy
shops
deal.
are going to be, shops will be taking that. And that goes through March 31st, guys. So even if you're listening to this podcast late, check in. I would call your shop. If you're not, obviously we're going to be accepting them, but I would call your shop to make sure they're part of the program because it gives you a reason to get back in the shop.
I did just see one more about how can there's a question of if you don't live near a participating shop, you can submit your cards via mail. DA, Card World, and Blowout will be taking submissions for those cards.
What about us? No, I mean, did I volunteer us? I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say you should.
I don't-
You want to take that on?
Reach out to us.
Reach out.
I mean, I guess that because it's at that point it's at the hobby shop's discretion, right? And so
Yeah, because we're still going to get our credit from the
Right.
program.
now, the shop that does the most volume, do they get like a prize?
They should. I mean, we are the champions. The reigning, only champions.
No one else has a
Platinum.
platinum box cutter.
Platinum box cutter. But I did mention 2022 Bowman Chrome, which is released today. We've got the hobby version that's breaking now as we speak, and it's going to be breaking throughout the weekend. We also have the choice version, which is only the 3 autos that comes out on Friday. Cody, tell us a little bit about like some of these prospects that we're chasing.
Yeah, it's a really good prospect list, I think, this year, guys. Specifically, well, one, not only are you getting, like, obviously these top international prospects that we're seeing for the first time, but there is multiple autos of guys we have yet to get that are super highly touted names, specifically Jackson Merrill and Brady House. We talked about that the shortstop class in the last couple of years is crazy good for prospecting right now. Marcelo Meyer kind of being right at the top of that list, but then guys like C.J. Abrams, you can kind of lump them into that now in the major leagues. But House and Jackson Merrill, both near the top of that list. Merrill, I think, batted 339 with a 906 OPS and 227 at-bats this year. Brady House, 791 OPS in 61 games, but he's younger, a little bit younger. He's a little bit further or not as far along as Jackson Merrill. So I think it's crazy that it's shortstops because you got Roderick Arias, too, of the New York Yankees. Yankee international prospects are always going to be big, and it's just another shortstop prospect for Yankee fans to collect, as if they don't have enough already. But he was the number one guy for international.
Gleyber Torres.
Yeah, he could be. And, well, there's rumors that Gleyber could be on the move this offseason, so he may slide into there.
Volpe play shortstop?
Volpe also plays shortstop, yes.
Got a little bit of a log jam there, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be a really big log jam here coming up because you got Volpe, you've got, I think they had Cabrera there. There's another guy I can't figure out. Obviously, they currently have Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, but
Cody Ransom,
great shortstop.
Derek Jeter.
Might come back. We don't know. So there's a lot of, and hell, the crazy thing is the Yankees might go after one of those huge shortstops this offseason, Correa or Turner.
Once Judge signs with the Giants.
Right, exactly. That's going to be their backup. So, but the guy that I think has been the big name is Jackson Chourio. I think I heard. Has anyone pulled this out? Or maybe I heard a different guy.
We pulled a few of them.
There you go. You guys pulled.
Dan pulled them today.
There you go. He is one of the. Me. He's making his debut. He's a number 10 prospect. He is shot up through the system. I think he was like the 18th ranked international prospect when he signed.
Well, the back of his card says he was ranked
17th
on the Brewers.
Right.
So by the time his card came out, he's 10th overall and number 1.
And number 1 on the Brewers.
Number 1 on the Brewers, 10th in all of baseball. He went from low A to double A by the end of the season. Just completely tore up through the minor leagues. Batted .288 this season with an .829 OPS, 20 homers, 439 plate appearances. There's a chance that at just 20 years old in 2024, he's going to be in the opening day lineup for the Milwaukee Brewers.
That's crazy. And that's the beauty of Bowman. And if you're new to collecting and you don't understand Bowman because there's not a lot of big names, yes, you do have your Julio Rodriguez chase in there for his rookie autos, which should do pretty well. Maybe not as well as the Topps Chrome version, but should be like a second to that. You've also got, obviously rookies of Wander as well. And but the main focus here is the prospects. And I always use this as an example, but if you go back to 2016, the names that people were chasing in Bowman Chrome then were Vladimir Guerrero, a little bit of Fernando Tatis, but not Juan Soto. And then fast forward a couple years, Juan Soto wins the championship. Now, obviously, everybody's like going in their boxes and finding their Juan Sotos. So I think you got a lot of that. Even if you open a box and you don't get one of these big names, it's what could be about Bowman. Other sports, it's not the same thing. Felipe Franks, you pull a Felipe Franks, you already know it's not going to happen for him, right? You pull a Hunter Renfroe, probably not going to happen for the guy. But with baseball, it takes a little bit of time for these guys to develop.
Why
you pull a 2-2 Atwell, not going to happen for the guy,
scored
right?
a 65-yard touchdown.
Well, but
and Hunter Renfroe is probably one of the best possession receivers in the league.
Never heard of him. You mean Colt McCoy's dad?
Now Felipe Franks. I think you have a point.
Yeah. When you get to,
but I don't know how you could compare Hunter Renfroe and like Felipe Franks.
The first Raider that came the face of the Raiders.
I was gonna say maybe you're thinking of baseball's Hunter Renfroe. I don't know.
It could be. Yeah, it could be. But it's just
who's the better? That's a good
solid
question.
Player, though.
Who's the better Hunter Renfroe?
Raiders. Although baseball Hunter Renfroe definitely making
He's
a
a
run
good ball
now.
player.
Very good ball player. Just got traded to the Angels. I just saw.
Yeah.
One's with a W, one's with an E, correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Now, are they interchangeable? Could the Raiders Hunter Renfrow play baseball? And can the baseball Hunter Renfrow run routes for the Raiders?
You know what? I actually think baseball's Hunter
And would
Renfrow.
anybody notice the difference?
And baseball Hunter
What do you
Renfrow,
think?
I think, could play football. He's kind of a beefy dude. He could play. I think he could go out there and take some hits.
Hunter Renfrow on the Raiders is a kind of small guy.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'll call
He could
him.
pass for like a second
I broke
baseman,
with him. I know
you
him.
know?
I know him personally. He's in my top 5 on my MySpace friends list. But he was getting compared to being a punter when I was breaking with him. People in the chat were saying, "Is that
First
the punter?"
ever kicker at the rookie photo shoot.
That's right. That's
The
right.
disrespect.
But he was a great interview, great breaking personality, and I think he pulled like an Aaron Rodgers to 5 out of a game.
Speaking of the same rookie photo shoot, Darrell Henderson released from the Rams. Crazy.
So who's your guy? Cam Akers?
Cam Akers.
Back.
Cam Akers and Kylan Williams, rookie.
So head on over to Mojobreak.com for your Bowman Chrome breaks. The hobby version is the one that's going to have 40 base cards along with your 2 autos. I believe 40 base cards, if my math's correct. But the choice version is just 3 autos. So it's kind of whatever cup of tea. And they're actually really close in price this year. Usually the choice was much more. But now I think with the base cards. So with the hobby, if you strike out on the autos, you do have a chance of maybe getting a Julio base rookie. Some of these big name prospects rookies, which you won't, or first Bowmans, but you will not get that in the choice. So it's whatever your cup of tea is. If you just want the autos, the choice is your thing. That's your choice. And then the hobby has got your base cards as well. So we got breaks of both types. Today, Wednesday, as we're recording this, we're on the hobby release day. Friday is the choice release day. And I'm sure you can jump on our site at any time and you'll be able to find a Bowman break at Mojobreak.com. Speaking of Bowman Chrome, SGC is putting their name in the hat. They're saying, grade with us. Don't forget about the third guy on the totem pole. We're doing a $9 grading on any 2022 Bowman Chrome.
Wow.
So no minimum or maximum order size, no declared value limits, 5 to 10 day turnaround.
Wow.
Big.
They
Wow.
are being aggressive. I like it. I like it. We've got the grading
I like
wars.
the marketing on a release specific event.
Yeah.
That's actually really, really cool. I mean, if you were to do that with yeah, I mean, you could do that across the board. If you have manufacturers jump on like NT or, Bowman Draft would also be a good one to do. That's rad. I like that.
Yeah, and I mean, if you go on their site, it's first and foremost on their page, and they also are literally pimping. Don't pay for auto grades, and avoid unnecessary upcharges. Don't pay unnecessary upcharges to have your modern grades at SGC. What you pay up front for modern grading cards is what you will pay regardless of the card's value.
So
that's like shot PSA.
Can we still use that word?
What?
Pimping?
That's true. I don't know. We are in 2022.
Is that okay? Even though I just said it.
I'll allow it.
You'll allow it? Thanks,
I'll
Cody.
allow it. I'm the arbiter of what's okay, I guess, in this scenario, and I say sure.
Yeah,
I just wasn't sure. I'm like,
It's another way of saying promoting. That's all I'm saying is they're promoting the fact that they do not do upcharges, which I felt it in the Keister at the National a couple years back when I had to pay not only $1,000 to grade a LeBron refractor that we pulled on site, but then got news that I had to pay an extra $1,000 after the grade came back. Good news, Doug. You're going to have to pay an extra $1,000. I said, why is that
and
good
the
news?
funny thing is that card even worth the grading fees now?
No. So basically at a PSA 8, it would have been like an $18,000 card, which my $1,000 grading fee would have covered. But because they graded it a 9, it gets into the level of a $2,000 price point because it's deemed value of $35,000. So, I mean, you look at a company like SGC going against that.
You should be able to sell the card back to the grading company for $35,000 then.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what you guys said it was worth.
Like, why are they, what if I never wanted to sell the card? Why are you taking a piece of my sale in the moment?
They should give you a credit back for $1,000.
Yeah, it's a wild thing that what do we know when that started with PSA?
I don't because, I don't think we ever really graded any cards like that until something like that.
That process at some point has to go away, right?
Well, here's my thing. Sales are probably down. They've opened up. There's probably less cards going through than last year, right? Less high dollar cards. So, if you're in the business of making money like they are, wouldn't you be like, if it's something that's an 8, why don't you bump it up to a 9 because we're going to get extra money? And they have your card in their hand. So you're not going to not pay the $1,000 to get your card back. So wouldn't it be in their best interest to grade you a little higher on certain value of cards to get more money?
But we've seen quite the opposite of that. It's been, especially with PSA, they seem like they've gotten even harder to get good grades.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's one thing I will add is that, you know, when I got back into the hobby back in 2012, it's basically what I'm trying to say is that never assume that PSA is the leader now that they're always going to be the leader. SGC is being very aggressive. They've gained a lot of ground recently, especially with modern stuff.
And they had that mantle that just popped off.
They had the mantle, and there's a lot of people that are like, even starting last year, I started really like looking at their slabs and be like, oh yeah, I don't mind it. I still think it's the third best design, right, slab wise. But they're gaining a lot of ground. They're doing things like this where they're saying like $9 for Bowman Chrome. They're saying we're not going to upcharge you. I saw a thing on Instagram the other day that blew my mind that the SGC Curry sold for $10,000 more than the BGS Curry of the same grade.
Wow.
And it blew my mind because I'm like, I still prefer the BGS slab, the way it looks, over the SGC slab, right? Especially for modern cards. Vintage cards, I love the way the SGC looks. But for modern cards, I prefer the BGS though, and it blew my mind that it sold for $10,000 more than the BGS.
I'm actually thinking about opening some Bowman Chrome for myself because, yeah, I mean, if you think about a $50 auto, right? You're not going to send a at the time it could go up, but you're not going to send a $50 auto in for $25, whatever and I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'm assuming for PSA it's around $25. But it's like 180 days.
A long time.
So it's gonna be forever before you get your card back. And then with this, they're saying 5 to 10 day turnaround,
yep.
$9 a card.
And this
that's like I'm gonna almost grade every card again.
Yep.
Here we go again.
This type of move.
This is how we got in this. This is how we got in this problem a couple of years ago. I'm gonna grade every single Does it have to be an autograph?
No.
No.
So
Any card.
So I'm gonna open up a box of Bowman Chrome and I'm sending every single card in.
But this is.
But at least it's only specific to that brand, so they're not opening it. That's how they're limiting the exposure that they're going to have.
They make a lot of Bowman Chrome.
Yeah,
it's a lot of Bowman Chrome cards.
It's not
this
like
is how you get backlogged.
It's not how you're right about that. But it's not like they're doing like Prism and
not yet.
and all these other products.
I mean, it's a great promo. I'm not hating.
No, this is the type of promo that could lead to more shift in the market where people are like when newer guys come in, they're like, oh, Bowman Chrome 2022, like all the cards are SGC. That must be the main company.
Right. And especially if you have like a Jackson Churio becoming like a Trout. So you start seeing all the
Jackson Churios are SGC.
I mean, it wasn't, like Conrad was saying, it wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
Go back.
BGS was king.
2017 for modern cards, it was a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
BGS was like the king when it came to modern. Everybody was like, PSA, the consensus was, if you're going to go vintage.
Anything 1980 or backwards. But see, what happened is BGS was so, and this is what happens with grading companies. This is why it is hard. I know your cards are worth more. Is BGS got so many cards, they started becoming more strict on grades, right? So everybody was getting 8s and 9s, but then you would set it to PSA and you get a 10 because PSA wasn't getting that many cards at the time. So then there was just so many more 10s and people were getting better ROI on their gradings.
Talk
right?
about it just makes everything so subjective.
Yeah,
it is though.
But I don't know. But I don't know why everybody puts this insane value on getting it graded. When again, we all can agree grading is 100% subjective.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the playbook that you just read is like exactly what's playing out right now, where PSA is being more strict because they don't want to give out as many high grades. But
I think it's human nature. I don't think it's like any kind of algorithm, but I'm just like, we've used this example on the podcast before. If you didn't get a card in forever, like say some Jordan didn't come in forever and it's a 10, you're like, I'm going to grade that a 10. But if you had 20 Jordans that same day and maybe they were all the same condition, you're not going to give them 20 10s. It's just not going to happen.
No.
So you almost have to get, and you don't know what other people are sending in, so you almost have to get lucky and be like, this is the only one of this card that got sent in maybe that week, and they didn't already give out a 10 because, I mean, it's just, it's human nature to like, I can't give out another 10. I can't be that guy that keeps giving out 10s. I'm going to probably read, and I don't know how it works. I'm just assuming. But like, it's human nature to like, I just can't keep giving out 10s.
I wonder if there's analytics attached to each individual grader. If if they actually keep a log of said grader gives
The grades that they give out.
they give 27% of the cards that they see, they get 10s. It's 50% get 9s.
I think I'm definitely going to be sending in some of my Tupac and Biggies that I
think
got.
the only way we can know this is that we have to go undercover boss style and get hired by a grading company.
Well,
What's
there's
up?
there's an
I'm going to BGS.
There's an idea that I wanted to do. I wanted to take a card that it's not serial numbered, right? That looks like a good example for me. And I wanted to send it to PSA and get it back and say it's an 8. I want to crack it out, send the exact same card back. And then keep sending it back, and then log that data to see how many times did I get the same grade or how many times was it different on the same exact card.
It's a long play.
It's a long play.
It's a long play.
Unless you do the fast service, $200.
Right. You'd have to, it'd almost have to be a card that's worth it, I guess.
Just love just burning money.
The ultimate experiment. $200 at a time.
I do it for the fee.
I was gonna say do it for the gram.
No, I do it for the fee. I know people say that FERDA word. I think we need to come up with another one. I think it's got to be fee for everyone equally. Not for the boys. It's for everyone equally.
For the boys?
Okay, whoa. Okay, first. What'd you say? What? How many acronyms just came flying out of your mouth right now? What was that?
Who says further?
FERDA?
Multiple people say FERDA, and I thought it was. I thought it was FERDA.
That's a new slang.
Yes,
FERDA.
FERDA. FERDA.
FERDA. Yeah,
FERDA.
I think I've heard FERDA,
That's
but
a
I don't
new
know what
slang.
it is.
That's a new slang.
I thought at one
And
point, and I'm old. I thought it was Florida. That's what I thought.
Bingo.
But it's not. It's FERDA boys. For the boys. So it's like FERDA. You get a bit FERDA. You just shorten it. So I'm not going to create an acronym. I know FERDA is not an acronym.
You shorten it, then you just don't put the last of the phrase in there.
Right.
Further.
Makes
So I'm
perfect
saying
sense.
for everyone equally.
Further.
Yeah, I was going to
For
say that's what I
everyone
think of here.
So fee.
It's further.
Yeah.
Ja Rule?
Yep.
So fee. FEE.
Yeah, but see, I'm using an acronym, and they're not using an acronym. They're just actually shortening their speech.
Right.
We're doomed.
How do you
For the boys.
For
the
everyone.
boys.
For everyone.
You know what?
We're doomed.
It originated in hockey slang.
Yes.
FERDA.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which
Interesting.
makes sense. It sounds a little Canadian. Sounds kind of Canadian.
FERDA boys.
I mean, there's a lot of people who play hockey, but there's a lot
FERDA
more
boys.
Canadians who play hockey. I can see a Canadian going, "Yeah, FERDA boys." You
FERDA
know,
boys.
I can hear that.
Well, yeah, this is fun.
What about
But we're
for the
limiting.
girls?
We're limiting a group of people by saying that, right?
Yeah, we are.
Right.
What
We
about
are.
for the
And
girls?
we're too busy to articulate what we're saying.
Yes.
We're apparently, I know we all have our attention span isn't what it used to be, but now it's actually at the point where we can't waste syllables now.
Yes.
We
Absolutely.
gotta.
Valuable time.
Ferv one. It's for everyone. Ferv one.
We're done. We're doomed.
All right. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Hey, everybody, thanks so much for watching The Hype. Before we get back to the action, we want to let you know about the brand new eBay Vault. Now, why vault your cards with the original marketplace? Well, that's because the eBay Vault isn't just a way to protect what you collect, it's a new way to trade. Not only have your cards never been safer, thanks to their secure, climate-controlled facility, but you're also locking in real savings. You pay no sales tax when you ship to or transact within the vault, and there are no storage fees for 2 years. Just imagine what you can do with all that money that you're saving. And with the eBay Vault's seamless in-app experience, you can track, buy, and sell your cards in real time. From listing your cards in seconds with eBay Collection to tracking trends with the eBay Price Guide, managing your collection is more seamless than ever before. The eBay Vault. Buy, sell, secure.
Biggest bust in the hobby during the boom. So I'm assuming the last 2 or 3 years, Cody.
Yes, this is we're talking basically now. This all is spurred by the news today that as we walked in, Zach Wilson. I know C-Rad's guy.
He's not benched, though.
Well, he's not playing this weekend. We know that much.
He needs a rest.
He's a reset.
Needs a reset.
It's a reset.
It's a reset. All right, that's a generous look at that. It's a reset.
That's what
for Zach
Coach
Wilson.
Saleh said, not me.
Well, we'll see how long this reset. This reset lasts.
Saleh is an interesting coach.
I like
that. That's something special to be like, I'm gonna bench you, but I'm gonna make it into a positive.
Yeah,
That's a positive.
it's a learning experience.
Yes, he comes from a great pedigree. But I think, it sounds like he needs to take a vacation at Cougar Town.
So, well, that could be,
Flavor Town.
Yeah, unfortunately, that show Cougar Town's been off the air for a few years, so he's gonna have to find a different place. But yeah, this
Rolling
is
out.
But I was thinking with Zach Wilson, with this, I mean, it's still early in his career, but since his hobby boom, let's say, I don't know, maybe no further back than like 2018, there's been a lot of guys who have become hobby favorites, especially for newer collectors. Who among that group would you consider the biggest busts of the last few years?
Are we only talking football?
No, we're talking
Multiple
all
Okay,
sports.
Yeah. So,
all sports.
oh yeah, there we go.
Screw Kyler and his dumb Call of Duty face. That's my biggest bust from financial reasons. Stop playing Call of Duty, bruh.
My dude that I'm gonna say, and I was super high on him, and it's looking tough right now, is Joe Adell.
Ooh, yeah, I didn't even think about Joe Adell.
Joe Adell was hot. He was hot. His cards were going. I mean, we bought some Joe Adell cards at an insane price. Thought we got a steal, and it's not looking good for dude. You're getting Adell, Joe Adell.
I'm thinking Ben McDonald.
Ben McDonald,
Yeah.
like the former first overall
You
pick.
talk about the boom in the 1990s, right?
Okay, so
Well, you
Ben
could-
Ben
play
McDonald,
that
first
game.
overall pick, had a solid career. I think. You're
How about Ryan Leaf? Ryan Leaf.
No, I think you're looking for Brian Taylor.
Ah,
Is the one you're looking for?
Ben McDonald is a bust too.
Todd Van Poppel.
But yeah, Kyler hits my wallet the hardest. Man, yeah, I see Luis Robert up here. That was a tough one.
So I know it was hard for me to put him on that list because there's still a part of me that really believes in him,
He's
especially.
had flashes
Yes.
of. I mean, he has definitely performed a lot better than Joe Adell.
Much better. I mean, he's got a Gold Glove. Now, do Gold Gloves help your cards sell in the hobby? No, they
Apparently
don't.
gets your number 35 retired with the Giants.
Well,
according to
that's
Cody,
a
but whatever.
different argument. You also have to have a couple World Series rings. You also have to be beloved by a fan base. There's all these other factors at play. But
And the problem with Luis Robert is that was the age of they had Ben Baller Chrome, they had like Dr. Dre Chrome, they had like Galaxy Chrome, they had like Chrome. I mean, like they made so many rookies of Luis Robert.
Chrome squared.
that's another guy. I think he is a direct, like, if you want to see 2020 in this industry in a microcosm, the blow up of Luis Robert when he played 60 games. We barely watched him at all, but he was in every product and all his cards went crazy. Boom.
He was a borderline Hall of Famer there.
He was a borderline Hall of Famer there.
Yeah, so
And you could lump that into like Kyle Lewis, who was not on anyone's radar, and his rookie cards. I'll say it, I overspent on a couple of his rookie
I know,
cards.
what happened to him?
And a massive loss. He got traded to the
I
Diamondbacks.
know, I heard.
Oh, he got traded?
Yeah. He's gone.
Oh.
Yeah, he hasn't played at all. Like I want to, like his cards are like $5 right now. They're just dirt cheap.
you know what? I want to because you label this biggest bust of the hobby boom. So with that title, it says to me like, who are the guys that blew up the most during this explosion in the hobby? I think it's I know you have Wiseman on here, but he was a second
Homer hat.
Uh,
pick.
yeah.
And he never had any kind of, he never had Zion pricing. He never had even John Moran pricing. He never had Luka pricing. Like, so is he a bust? Quite possibly, but the biggest bust of the hobby boom, I don't,
No.
How about Baker?
Baker, I think, is definitely up.
Or how
Baker would qualify as
Sam
a bust
Darnold?
of the
how
biggest
about,
boom
How about Josh Rosen?
of the hobby boom.
That never had enough steam, I don't think.
No, yeah, Baker had way more hype.
First rounder. People were buying his cards.
They were, but I feel like Baker had way more hype. His like just
I had to take a second look
Forever
because
connected, right?
yeah.
James
Kyler
Wiseman in
Murray.
this photo looks like he's about 38 years old, like it's maybe Wes Unseld.
No, it's come on, Looney.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is, I believe, a pretty recent picture.
Yeah, because
of
he's
him
got the
on
Kaiser
on
Kaiser
the,
Permanente on there.
Santa Cruz Warriors.
It's been a tough go, man.
Yeah, it's
They
been
were
tough.
actually televised yesterday, the Santa Cruz Warriors. I tuned in for about 10 minutes.
How'd
They had
Wiseman
about
look?
15 people in the stands.
Yeah.
But they were in Salt Lake City. It wasn't in
I was going to say, those games in Santa Cruz sell out.
I actually think it looked like they were actually playing at the Jazz
You were
Stadium.
watching it too?
I saw the highlights.
Oh. They have highlights of the game?
Not sure why we're not doing a full Santa Cruz Warriors breakdown right
I
now.
know.
with all this
Has
here.
anybody been to a Santa Cruz Warriors game?
I have
No.
yet to be there.
Have
Because
you-
the tickets are actually hard to come by.
Have you been by where they play?
Yes.
It looks like it's just a random gym on the side of the road in Santa Cruz, California.
Right off the outskirts
How many-
of
how
downtown.
much
Right
is
off
Santa
the
Cruz,
outskirts of downtown. It looks like it could be a vacant building. But it isn't.
No.
It's where
It's the home. It's the home of Wiseman.
it's the home of Wiseman.
That's right.
I think some other guys are, now that I'm thinking about, Drew Lock.
He would be
Drew
an
Lock
interesting
highly
one.
touted in 19.
Yeah, because I would think of guys that had a lot of hype during this hobby explosion, and then just obviously never lived up to the hype.
I mean, and Daniel Jones is kind of back to being relevant.
Daniel Jones has made a comeback this year.
Well, I mean-
jury's still out on the season though.
I mean, Davis Mills looks like he has lost his starting job.
But he never was. He was
He
like
was
the seventh guy.
beginning of this year. There was a lot of people. They would buy the Texans or get Texans in a random and be pretty stoked. Davis Mills.
But he's to me he's like a Jarrett Stidham guy, where it's like that was a guy that the potential, but he wasn't like a starring name.
Yeah, out of those quarterbacks, the class we're talking about, the guy that's pictured on here could be considered the biggest bust of the class.
2021 is like another one bites the dust at this point. Like literally, they're all. And my boy Trey Lance looks like he's like a skeleton now, walking around there. I don't know what happened. Lost a lot of weight.
I don't know. I'm a little higher
Lost
on
weight.
2021 than
skinny,
you are, I
man.
think.
He was
skinny.
never.
Yes,
He
let's get that
was
jury
never
on his neck.
He was never like 250, 280. I mean,
Yeah, but he was bulky. He probably can't.
I think the jury is still out on 2021. I think Trevor Lawrence, there's still enough
Fields
flashes.
obviously is a beast.
Yes,
Like,
Fields-
But he can't win any games.
I mean, this is ridiculous. How this is like turned the 180. It was like you go back 5 months ago. We're like Justin Fields.
Justin Fields
like,
was the bust. Yeah.
what's the point?
He was
This
the
guy's
best.
this guy's on a. The Bears going into this year were like the Bears are a terrible team.
They are a terrible team.
Still not a good team.
Yeah, but they're winning. They're winning football. They're competitive in football
They're
games.
competitive.
They're winning some games.
And that's largely due to the fact of Fields' play on the field. Like he is showing, he's
I mean,
imagine
imagine how good they're going to be when they actually have legitimate receivers. I mean, Mooney is decent, but would anybody consider Darnell Mooney a number one receiver in the league?
No. And then think about how much the Jets are kicking themselves for not taking Fields
Oh my God!
instead of.
Could you
Zach
imagine?
Wilson.
And actually,
team with
I'm
Fields?
confused. The Jets are not going to Flacco.
No, they're going Mike White.
Okay,
going
is he
Mikey
hurt?
White.
Yeah,
Mike
is he
White,
hurt?
which is he was a 2019 rookie.
For the Cowboys, right?
Something like that.
yes, he was Cowboy rookie. Joe Flacco, the Hall of Famer, right?
Joe Flacco. Yeah.
Joe
Joe
Flacco
Flacco's
is-
number 2.
Yeah, but he's not. But Joe Flacco's a Hall of
Joe
Famer.
Flacco's not a Hall of
let's-
Famer. Here
Well,
we go.
besides
Here
you
we
guys
go.
is Russell
Here
your
we
Russell
go.
Wilson
we just
argument.
can't. We can't go a week. Like,
Russell Wilson is a Hall of Famer.
dude,
But
Joe
same stats.
Flacco-
Joe Flacco is the same
how
stats.
they don't
stats?
have the same
Same
stats.
stats.
You mean
One
Super
Super
Bowl
Bowl. Yeah,
stat.
one Super Bowl.
You
That's
mean
all
the
that matters.
Super Bowl stat.
Same guy.
I don't know.
Same guy.
I think there's a. I mean, I am kind of out on Zach Wilson. He just doesn't. I mean, he looked bad on Sunday, and I know it was cold and all that.
yeah.
But I also think there's enough pieces there in New York. They kind of just look like they're a QB away. There's a pretty good QB available this offseason.
Not just QB. They did lose their best offensive weapon in Brees Hall.
They did.
The rookie.
Yeah.
He was explosive.
He was a
He's
beast.
like somebody I look at and he could be like a Pollard or like a McCaffrey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was sad that he went down.
I'm just imagining that team with Lamar Jackson next year.
Well,
Does anybody really think Lamar Jackson leaves?
yeah.
No, I think Baltimore does everything to keep him there.
Yeah.
But if any team lures him away, I think the Jets could be a serious contender to
Rams.
do it.
So this is an update.
Hey, well.
This is an update. We're sitting here on Wednesday, and Fields' injury is a shoulder separation with ligament damage within the AC joint on his left arm.
It's non-throwing shoulder.
But he is practicing. But he says, as the way he feels now, he probably wouldn't be able to play. So, but I don't. How can you get slammed on that thing? I mean, I guess I guess the doctors will let him know if it's going to cause further issues, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
he's a run. You take away the ability to run.
Dude, yeah, I mean, imagine if you have a separated shoulder and you're going out there and you're just going to get hit by a 250-pound linebacker.
Yep.
I don't want to sign up for that.
And they're what, 3-8?
You might as well
3-7?
you guys shut him down for the season, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he looks so good. You can't play him, right?
He looks like the best mobile quarterback since Lamar Jackson.
Who's their backup?
Glennon?
Is it?
I don't know.
Glennon,
That's a
our
guess.
boy Glennon.
That's a guess.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I'll see why they would consider starting him at
Stafford's
quarterback.
out this week.
Yeah.
Oh,
But what are we saying? Are we?
Oh,
kinda,
Trevor Siemian is the backup
okay.
there.
Okay. We didn't really get into basketball. I don't know if it has like a definitive huge bust. I know I put Wiseman there, and you're right. I mean, it's just because he's got that pick attached to him, but it's not looking great.
Lonzo
right now.
Ball.
Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo, yeah, it kind of maybe
You're
just
stretching
on the
to the
edge.
2017
Right.
draft.
stretching.
You
Yeah.
are right at the edge, but he kind of does fit into that super hyped up,
I'm gonna say this, and I hope he can turn around because he is an explosive young player. But somebody that is on the bus like edge is Anthony Edwards.
Ooh,
On the edge.
it's early.
It's on the
But
edge because if you follow
4 months ago, he was the best player in the league.
Yeah.
What happened?
because now since they brought in Rudy Gobert, if you pay attention to like what's happening with that team, they have a lot of issues between the players of Ant-Man saying like, I don't think we play that well when we have the bigs out there. I play better when we have a small lineup. And they gave up the boat for Rudy.
Are they winning?
They're a 500 team right now.
Yeah, they're floating.
I mean, he's averaging 22 points per game, 45% field goal rating though.
And then you had the thing where Cat had to come out and be like, Cat was like, yeah, I need to get on him about his I guess his weight. He has like some weight issues where he like doesn't like think about how much.
they're the 10th seed right now.
Yeah,
as it
Like he's
stands.
putting on too much weight?
yeah.
Edwards.
Like Zion?
Yeah,
What about-
he's had an
Now he's
offseason
now-
of a lot of issues.
Now he's a
lot
young
of
guy,
issues. Yeah.
so I said that's why I'm gonna hold out my judgment. But he's close to that line where I can see him. It's just typical Minnesota Timberwolves stuff, dude. It's like,
Yeah, I think it's legit. I think there's real maturity issues going on there with Anthony Edwards for sure. I mean, we saw the clip that
That's why our
went
car
viral
didn't
and all
sell
that.
for $39,000.
Makes sense. Makes sense. How about Rui Hachimura? Right, he was like the third.
Hachimura
guy.
actually, when he does get playing time, he's actually been showing flashes that he could be pretty good. It's just that Wizards, I think they're loaded on the front court where he doesn't get as much playing time.
Can we officially say that Luka Doncic is a bust now?
Okay.
No,
If
never.
there's any case to be made that everyone who's
Can-
saying
can
Luka's
we-
not good is wrong, look at
can
what he's
we-
doing right
can
with the
we-
MVP of the league.
Can we say that he is overrated?
No!
Not even
He's
close.
literally
Can you-
the MVP
He's
right
not-
now.
Can you
He's
have
not
the
even
can you
close
have the
to
thought
overrated.
in your mind that he
No!
might slightly be overrated?
No.
Like I said, I see him every night. I'm like,
No.
God, this guy is even
I-
better than I thought he
I
is.
Do you really think
Yes!
that?
I
You,
know
you,
guys
you
hate
literally
Luka,
sit there
but-
and watch him go up and down the court, just kind of fumbling around and go, man, there's no,
Oh,
but there's,
we are
there's no
watching-
basketball player better than this
There's
guy.
no fumbling, dude.
watching
He's-
we are watching greatness.
Dude, he got handles like Kyrie, dude.
Oh,
Yes.
dude.
They're the AC. They're
he-
barely over 500.
But because
got
there's no one
handles
else
like-
on that team other than he's literally
Like some dude
carrying
in a
that
rec
team.
league, man. Like I don't. That guy.
And I mean, the card sold for 30% less. I mean, so
That's
the
the
market.
market. That's not
The
Luka.
market
That's the
sees
market.
it. 3.1 million.
If he
I mean,
was,
down
if,
from
if
4.6.
he was,
Throw
the
up
GOAT.
anybody's cards right now. They're
I
down
know.
30%.
If he was the GOAT, though, it would have went for more, and
Yeah,
it didn't.
Exactly.
How
Here's
old's
Jordan.
Luka?
What? I'm not saying he's the GOAT. I'm saying
I don't know.
he's
Like,
How old is Luka Doncic?
we've been talking about him for at least 2 decades, so I don't know, 41.
Luka's the man.
He is
23.
23 years old.
He's the man.
23.
He's got- that's- he's had-
He's not.
24.
He's not even
He's had
in
a
his
lot
prime.
of mileage on that. On
He's
those
not
tires.
even in his prime.
I just want us to really, again, look at what he's already doing. And the triple-double list, he's already, he's getting already in, the top 5.
statistically,
he's
he's amazing.
Yes.
So he's the only basketball player we should be buying. Then you're saying you two?
Well, no.
I'm buying Zion.
No, I mean
I'm
like
buying Ja.
no.
I'm buying
If
Luka.
if you had to only buy guys for the last 5 years,
yeah.
I mean Luka, right?
I mean, Luka's
Is
Yes.
Luka
Probably top of that
better
list.
than LeBron James and when LeBron James is in his prime?
Okay. That's not.
In his prime, no.
Point proven.
No.
You-
Okay.
No.
So what? So he He isn't the GOAT. He is a good player in his
He's
era.
a great player.
He's a good player.
He's
Great
like Kevin
player.
Love when Kevin Love was on the Timberwolves. He just
Oh.
scored all the points.
insane.
He is exactly like Kevin Love. Same player.
You know what I was gonna say, and now again, the skill set's different. But like, you want to talk about a guy who's just super young and
I look at
and
Luka
statistically,
and I think he's pretty much like Troy Murphy.
how long did it take to? I just good God. Okay. You know what? I'm not even gonna.
But
I'm not
you
even
know,
gonna
but you,
regard
but
this.
you two sit here
Troy
every
Murphy's
time
got
we
better handles,
every time we bring this up. You're like, oh, he has nobody around him. Well, how long can we use that excuse? He has nobody around him. He's got Spencer
Steph
Dinwiddie.
Curry
He's
didn't have
been-
anyone around for a long time. Then they put people around him. They
let's
started
also
winning
put this in
championships.
So the
perspective.
Mavericks are
It's Mark
they're
Cuban's
the
fault.
eight. They're the 8th seed. They're the 8th seed.
Let me. Okay,
He was a
I can
goat,
shut this
should be the
down right
first
here,
seed.
dude. He has nobody around him. He's already passed the first round a couple times in his career already, which a lot of guys who's been in this league forever still can't get first round.
He's got Spencer Dinwiddie.
Didn't he had
He has Tim Hardaway Jr.
he had Brunson
It
last
took
year.
Anthony Davis, LeBron James to be on his team to finally get past the first round.
Look, he's averaging 33 and a half
And
points
Luka
per
has
game
nobody.
right now.
a
He's
little-
averaging 9 rebounds per game, 8 assists. He's averaging nearly a triple-double right now. What else do you want from the guy?
Russell Westbrook did that, and we're not talking about him being the best.
Okay, but there
basketball
was a
player
time.
ever.
But there was a time where
I
Russ
actually
really
think
was that good.
Westbrook is comparable to Luka. Actually, Westbrook's got the most triple doubles of all time, so maybe not. But
maybe it gives him something to shoot for.
yeah.
20.
Luka's definitely
Maybe
gonna break
maybe
that
at
record.
some point Luka could be as good as Russell Westbrook in his prime. I think we could all safely say that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Show me Russell Westbrook ever taking his team by himself without KD to pass the first round, or even to the playoffs.
The fact that
Did
that
they make the playoffs when he was averaging a triple double the whole year?
The fact that Mavericks team last year, with the way they were built, went to the Western Conference Finals with a
and mind you-
23-year-old Luka Doncic
Mind you,
leading
that
the
wasn't
way.
the first time Luka got that deep in. He got to the second round the year before.
Did they win?
They ousted the number 1 team in all of
But it
basketball
didn't
last
matter.
year.
Wait, did they
No,
win?
because they ran into the greatest team of the generation.
Yes, the Warriors.
So
yeah,
So it's
then he's not the
forgiven.
GOAT.
no, Steph Curry's the goal. We know that.
And you also
It
got to
took Michael
question the
Jordan
fact
a long time.
Kristaps
saying he's Michael
Porzingis
Jordan.
had a great
Ran into Kevon Looney.
Kristaps Porzingis had a great career in New York, and then all of a sudden he goes to Dallas, can't play, and then Brunson doesn't want to play with him. So is it a question of
Nobody yeah, because you'll never touch the ball.
Exactly.
No, it's
You're
just-
gonna go
Hero ball.
You're gonna go to Dallas, and it's basically every play revolves around Luka.
It's because Kristaps couldn't take not being the best European on his team, dude.
What about Jalen Brunson?
Oh, Brunson.
What about Dylan Brunson?
Well, the Brunson thing, the Brunson thing, he wanted to go to New York. He's got family there.
He got
I don't
paid.
know. Anyway.
He got paid. He got paid.
Didn't they hire? Didn't his cousin was like
Yeah.
an agent? They hired him. It was crazy.
There was collusion.
Luka's
Could
Luka's
you?
a great
Could
player.
we pump the brakes a little bit?
No, we can't.
We just
I mean,
we can't.
how long has he been in the league?
I feel like we've been pumping.
17 years.
At least on this show, we've been pumping the brakes
Who-
for 3 years.
Is he-
It's time to put your pedal to
Is
the
he- is
metal.
he gonna be-
He's here.
He's not even gonna be the greatest Maverick of all time.
He could be.
Okay,
He's
Dirk
set up
is
to
still
be
the
that way.
greatest, of
Dirk
course.
is
For
the
now.
greatest
Sure,
Maverick
for now.
forever.
For now.
For
Dirk's
now.
the
then-
greatest European player of all time right now, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
Jason Kidd's pretty good, right? You're pretty good Maverick.
Oh, we're talking. I was like European. I was like, he's
No,
from
all-
Oakland.
all
I
time.
think if you ask Jason Kidd, he puts Luka over himself already
Nah, I
in
doubt
his
that.
young career.
I doubt he's like he would.
Jason Kidd's like, man, my whole career.
Jason Kidd would
I would give
lock-
it up to have the first 3-4 years
Jason
of
Kidd
Luka's
would
career.
lock down Luka.
Also averaging 2 steals a game.
Two.
Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Triple double
Amazing.
plus 2 steals a game.
Amazing, dude. Who gets these two steals?
No, not a triple double. I think he's an assist away, right, and a rebound.
I mean,
So he's-
8.1 assists.
Quad-
technically
quad
one.
double.
Two down.
Quad double.
I just can't believe we're
I'd rather have Draymond.
doing this again.
Oh God.
Okay.
I don't know about that. I mean, I'm all about talking crazy, but that's
The heart and soul of the Warriors.
if you've given me a choice, like, hey, Mark Cuban's like, we just want a straight across trade, Luka for Draymond. I'd be like, fine.
Where do I sign?
It's fine. We'll see what he's got in this
I
offense.
realize that was pretty crazy. That was a little long shot there, but
I think
there has something to say about heart and soul and being a good teammate.
I think I
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
what about Clay though? Like, you got to is Clay a better piece to have on your team than Luka?
Yes.
crickets.
At this point,
No, and well,
In
you got
general?
to take the body of work.
I'm taking Clay.
In
I'll be a homer. I'll take Clay in his prime.
because if you put Luka on those Warrior teams,
Yeah.
you don't know if he performs. He is hero ball. He is captain hero ball. He needs his shots.
I don't know.
And
He's beloved in the hobby.
who would
Can he
love
take a back seat and be like, I'm gonna let Steph score?
No, dude.
He can't.
No,
You're right, he can't.
Because we know what's gonna happen. Steph is the ultimate leader, where he will let Luka handle the ball 90% of the time.
We literally saw this KD, Clay, and Steph
Yeah.
on the same team. Oh, it's not going to work. They won 2 titles.
Yeah.
They went to
It
3
worked.
championships.
All right, I
It
guess we'll
worked.
take Luka over here. We'll take him.
Cody's right.
and
We've
I'm
been
sorry,
We've been
Luka-
pumping the brakes for 3 years.
I think-
we need to.
I think with like inside the hobby, I think Luka is still overrated. I think his prices are overrated. The value that is put on him is literally like we are paying for him being a all-time
Five-time
great
champion.
basketball player ever.
I think
It's insane.
I think at the height of his prices, I think you're right, but I think things have cooled off considerably to the point where now the play on the court, to me, maybe it is still a little bit much, but I think now at
blows
least there's
my
an
mind
argument
that
to be made.
that somebody would actually buy that Luka logo man for what, $3.2 million?
Dan,
It's crazy.
let me ask you, because I can't recall. Did you ever at any point feel this way about Giannis? Because it took him 6-7 years to win a championship. Did you ever feel, because Giannis' prices were crazy year 3?
But you
Yeah, I
look at
remember
Giannis, he's a
I remember
specimen.
breaking Intrigue 13-14. I was like, Giannis gonna be the guy.
But did you ever feel at any point like during that run, because his prices were above and beyond everybody else in basketball?
they were never Luka prices.
Oh,
dude,
compared to the times they were.
To the times, but
Yeah.
like the actual amount of money, you didn't see Giannis cards selling for over $1 million. But we've seen Luka cards sell for over $1 million.
My trajectory for Luka is the same as Giannis. We're gonna see years 6, 7, 8 if he has a championship or not.
Well, Mark Cuban better
But
get on Shark Tank and try to recruit some other players.
But is Giannis a top 5 player of all time?
no.
He's not now, but like he's on a path right now.
How much time we got to give him?
Top 20.
He's what?
I
This
think
is
he's
his
top
10th.
10 right now.
This is 10th season in the league right now. I think
Yeah.
he's in the top 20 for sure at this point.
I got him at top 10.
Top 20.
But you're talking. I could Jordan, Chamberlain, Magic, Steph.
How
Pippen.
are Magic's cards selling? How does Scottie Pippen's card sell?
Well, Magic doesn't have.
How does Karl Malone card sell?
Karl Malone?
Karl Malone, you got it. Karl Malone, all time great.
Never
No,
won a
no,
championship.
Got
no
it.
championship.
Got to put him in the top 20.
He's top 20, sure. 25.
By the way, I like the Giannis comparison. 2016, 2017, 4th year in the league. Luka's in his 4th season, I think.
Yep.
Fourth.
Dude,
he was the most
they're
improved.
on the same trajectory.
Giannis was most improved.
Because-
Giannis, and he's not even the same trajectory. Luke, you could make an argument. Luka's ahead.
He's
of him.
ahead of him.
He's ahead of him.
He's ahead of him.
Not an argument. He is ahead of him.
But Giannis, I recall the Giannis prices being so much more expensive than everybody else in the hobby. It wasn't even close. Like, I think he was like at one point way more expensive than Steph Curry.
I figured it out. We got to get Lillard and Doncic on the same team together because they're both on teams that don't seem to
there
care.
you go.
They just don't seem to care. And you're talking about a guy that's the other way, supremely underrated, is Damian Lillard.
Oh, absolutely.
So you put them together, and then they even themselves out on underrated, overrated.
Down to that.
But we should get in some football talk because I know C-Rad's got to be breaking here in about 10 minutes. So we got to make our picks on who to collect. I know my guy Christian Watson again made it happen. I think my track record on picks every week, I should probably be on NFL Live.
Who'd you say last week?
Christian Watson
Christian Watson.
from the Packers. Had
That's-
another
that's a good one.
touchdown game.
Yeah.
So who you got this week then?
Well, I was going to sling it to you guys first.
Okay. I got mine.
Oh.
I will say my pick for this week plays tomorrow, and he could win his first Super Bowl this year. Tony Pollard.
I like that pick.
Okay.
Which Ram are you going with?
I'm not. Well, it's tough to go against Bryce Perkins.
Oh yeah, you'll be in Kansas City. You get to watch that game live.
Who are the Niners playing? They're playing
Saints at home.
the
Here we go.
Andy Daltons.
They're playing the Saints. Are they in? They're in Santa Clara.
Yep, for the next 3 weeks.
That's right.
Alvin Kamara is looking good.
Against that run D.
Olave looking good.
A team hasn't scored on us in the second half in 3 straight games.
And how much? I mean, Patrick Mahomes may have 7 touchdowns against the Rams this week.
Possibly. We know how
that
felt.
should be the pick, but that's an easy one.
Yeah, I mean, God, Sunday night was another classic again. Bolts, hey, tough one, but
Did I hear that Monday night is the Kenny Pickett show?
yeah, it's the
Yeah.
Kenny
Kenny
Pickett versus Matty
against,
Ice show.
against the Colts, right?
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett.
Ugh.
You're going with Kenny Pickett on the road.
Pickett
300 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Gotta be like a good Christmas special on that night instead, right? It's that time of year. Maybe alternate programming.
Hey,
That
ever
maybe-
since Steelers got T.J. Watt back, they're looking a little bit more serious.
They
They put up a
could-
fight last week.
They could get in the playoffs. I believe in the Steelers.
As much as it pains me to make this pick, I think they're well rested. I think I'm going Ken Walker III against the Raiders. He just got to run around Max Crosby, and he's going to have a 100-yard game easily.
That's a good pick.
They
And that's a
may,
2022 guy that I think people are undervaluing.
They may sign Melvin Gordon before that though.
Oh, really? There's the rumors.
There's a rumor that Melvin Gordon may
Melvin
go
Gordon
Yeah.
must just—he gets in the news so many times about being like a jerk or something.
No. Melvin Gordon, it's fumbling.
Yeah.
His issue is that he's always had an issue fumbling the ball, and I guess the game against the Raiders, he fumbled the ball at the 1-yard line, which is not the first time he's done that. He did get it back. I think he has something crazy like 6 fumbles, but his team has recovered every single one of them.
Jeez.
But
Yeah, he did. He fumbled at the 1 yard. The
1 yard.
first time they played
yeah,
the Raiders.
he is.
You guys played the How did the future Hall of Famer look? How did he look last week?
Future Hall of Famer.
Russell Wilson.
Didn't look good. Josh Jacobs looked really good.
he
Josh
didn't look.
Josh
that
Jacobs
team looks-
Carrying the team.
Renaissance
Devontae Adams,
year for
too.
Josh Jacobs. Can we haven't even talked about
He wants
that.
to get he wants to get paid, man,
Yep.
and I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
He's gonna get a good
How
contract.
many? Is he at 1,000 yet?
He's close. I think he's 3rd in the league. Only guy above 1,000 is Derrick Henry, which insane he's doing.
Derek
And
Carr
then-
only
and
had
Nick
to
Chubb-
cry
Insane.
for the
Nick
team
Chubb
to
has to be
carry.
right behind him.
Yeah, Chubb,
it goes
Saquon's 2nd, I think.
Henry 10-10, Barkley 953, and Jacobs 930.
Yeah.
And then Chubb at 923, and then Fields at 8.
Derrick Henry again. Fields. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that
that shows
crazy.
you the elite running capability.
Damian
of Justin
Pierce at
Fields.
780, and he didn't have any yards last week. So.
At a certain point, though, with Derrick Henry, we do have to start being like,
He's back,
dude. This is the 3rd straight year now with 1,000
I mean,
yards
he
rushing,
is-
and
Last
I love
year
it.
he
I got him on
played.
fantasy team.
Undoubtedly, I know that was a good pick. Out of the
On
first
accident.
5 running backs taken, that's the one that's working
On
out for you.
accident, and I took him on accident.
I know. I remember
one-
you saying you were pissed.
There's one running back every generation that defies the odds
the best
of
in the
running
decade,
backs.
right?
Yeah, he is the guy of his generation. I don't
He
think
just
there's any question.
wow. He just like runs people
I think
over,
we talk
bro.
about the Hall of Fame. I think there's no doubt that he's Hall of Famer.
He's at the
I
point
agree.
now, yeah. I mean, I think he's in the MVP conversation. Mahomes is going to run away with it, but Henry deserves to at least be at the table.
Man, I don't.
Is there anybody who's the second in the last decade?
Second running back?
Like so, Henry's
that's a
number
good
1 of
question.
the decade. Let's go from 2022 to 2012. Who's even second?
I know I'm going to sound like a homer right now, and Doug will be happy when I say this. Could you make the argument McCaffrey? Now that he's healthy? Now, if he was not healthy this year, I wouldn't be saying that.
2017.
He had
Well,
two
the shelf life for
excellent
running backs
years.
are 5-6
Got
years.
hurt, so I don't know. He's the only guy who came to mind.
I mean, I guess if you go 10 years, you could probably say Adrian Peterson still then, right? Because you got
he feels like
5
another
of those
generation,
years.
though. Yeah,
yeah, he feels like because he was 2007.
yeah. He feels like
Could
a separate
still come
generation.
back.
He could. XFL.
I
Coming next spring.
I guess you could throw Frank Gore in that conversation too. Then I guess if you want to say that.
I mean, well, he's like 3 different generations.
Speaking of the XFL, we should bring Shane in. He's probably the master of all things XFL.
XFL.
But they just had their draft, and my boy, my former Cowboy, he got drafted.
Dude, I was so confused.
Ben
so,
DiNucci.
I was gonna say the
Oh,
Nooch.
nice. I was so confused.
I was like,
'cause
wait a
was-
minute, Sean Mannion got drafted.
no.
I was breaking one of the collegiate football products, and I had to, I'm looking up the guys that I don't know, and I was like, XFL. I'm like, huh? I got so confused. I didn't know that the XFL was coming back again.
It's the Rocks XFL,
Yes.
right?
Some of those names are very Madden create a team kind of blah names, I'll be
Yeah.
honest. I got to throw out for my pick, because last week the Vikings got pants.
Oh, man.
By the Cowboys. I don't know what happened. I was looking. I know we're going on. Hey, Kirk Cousins. Hey, maybe not so bad. Statistically, his worst season since becoming a starter this year. Just want to throw that out there. Just throwing that out.
I kind of knew that because
Kirk Cousins.
Because a lot of their
they're
wins
first
are very
place.
close.
I know.
Vikings.
But I just want to throw it out there.
And they were beat.
'Cause I'm
They
a
were
hater.
getting beat in terms of yardage by a lot of the teams, but the other teams weren't scoring.
Ah.
So
Yep. And I looked
But
at the
Justin
schedule.
Jefferson's having a good year.
Yes. I looked at the schedule for Thursday because I knew they were playing. Went, okay, what time? Oh, they're playing at prime time. Oh,
Yep.
Kirk Cousins is playing the Patriots in prime time. Easiest pick I've ever made. Mac Jones is going to go off career game. Patriots going to win by 50.
well, the thing is, like, Kirk Cousins does really poorly against teams that can rush.
They have a really good
Not necessarily blitz, but like put pressure on the quarterback, and that's what the Cowboys are able
Well, they
to
have
do.
Judon. They have Judon. So he's like the
exactly.
So if the Patriots can put pressure on him without necessarily
Two
blitzing,
weeks in a
then
row, we got the Patriots and the freaking Cowboys. Oh,
Cowboys just ate him for lunch, dinner, and breakfast.
I hope so. I got Patriots defense on my.
I think the Vikings come out and do the complete opposite.
You think they're gonna play?
I
well?
think there's no
They're
way
going to defy.
They are.
I hope not.
They are one. I mean, in the NFC, they are probably the most balanced team.
Well, they're second right now. We need some
every
losses.
position. I know everybody wants to hate Kirk Cousins, but look at that running back situation. You have Dalvin Cook and Madison. Madison's probably the best backup running back you have in the league. Offensive line solid.
Yeah.
They probably have the best receiver in the league in Justin Jefferson, and their defense is good.
I think the Vikings are still a very good team.
Yeah,
but
they're a good team.
I think that you're also going to see the balance of power in the NFC shift over the next few weeks. I think Brady and the Buccaneers are going to get on a roll here, especially after a bye week.
Sure.
Again, I'm putting the homer hat on. I think the Niners are going to look a lot better, and they're going to start to rise up. And the Dallas Cowboys.
They're playing the best football they've played in probably like a decade.
Yeah.
And you think they're going to play better?
Yeah, I think they're going to play better. Over the
Well,
next few
I mean,
weeks.
yeah. I mean, we're only a couple games away from the Vikings right now. We're in the third seed, so climb up, get to the second
And
seed.
I really think the Cowboys are.
You're tied for the NFC West.
But they
No, we're
win
not.
by
Yeah,
tiebreaker.
no, I mean you guys are tied.
Yeah, but if the season ended today,
They win with the
tiebreaker because we beat them.
Yes.
You guys are again. The season isn't over.
They win the tiebreaker.
and you guys have the same record. Niner fans, dude. It's impossible.
We beat them.
The tiebreaker.
Like, just like we beat you guys twice.
But
we're 4-0 in the
so
division.
you're telling me you guys do not play the Seahawks again. The Seahawks have zero
Well,
chance
it's if they show
of being
up.
able to win a game against the Niners.
I like their chances. The
You
Niners.
you like the Seahawks
No, I
chance.
like
more.
the Niners chances.
Even if we lose,
Seahawks are good.
even if we lose, it goes to a tie. You know what the tiebreaker is? Wins in division, and we're 4-0.
But the season isn't over.
No.
There's other.
But I like the way that things are stacking up for the Niners right now. They get a lot of talent. Things are clicking at the right time.
5 home games out of the next
No,
7.
they're
Exactly.
not. They're not clicking at the right time. They're clicking early. They're clicking early.
One man's early is another man's late.
Nobody wants to be
God.
playing their best football in the middle of the season.
And I know I know we're running out of time, but I feel like we should have mentioned some soccer. I know you've been breaking a lot of
Yeah.
soccer.
Oh, yeah.
We've got more. I mean, the World Cup is in full
We'll
swing.
have soccer all week.
We had a football score today. Spain beat Costa Rica 7-0. That's insanity.
sir.
Jeez.
Spain is legit. Like they probably will win the World Cup.
Germany also just got
Germany
upset today by
lost.
Japan.
Yeah, 2-1.
Yeah.
And Argentina
Lost
lost.
to freaking
Did you know
Saudi
that was
Arabia.
2,500-1?
Yeah.
You could have bet $1.
I got my haircut yesterday, and my barber was telling me his friend bet $10 and he won like 200 something bucks.
Yeah, because it's 250 times your money, right?
Yeah.
So you bet $1, you win $250.
Yeah.
They declared a national holiday in Saudi Arabia the next day.
For
I'm
being
not even joking.
Argentina.
Yeah, I'm not even joking. They said don't come to work the next day. Do you think if United States won, we'd get that? We all get to stay home?
I'm glad we just tied. You know what I mean? Like, I
It's
want to
not
get
good that we should have won that game.
Yeah, we should.
Tie is not okay. We're
Yes, I should have won.
probably gonna get boat raced on Friday, but
Well,
you know,
What do we play Friday?
England.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're beating England for sure.
No.
For sure.
Remember 1776.
USA. USA. USA.
Yeah, they're pissed off. They're coming. They're coming
Still
for us.
pissed. Still pissed.
I mean, we are tied for second right now with 1 point, and England's got 3.
I mean, that's what makes tying that into the hobby. That is people are gonna start seeing now, and I'm noticing some of the teams selling a lot faster now in the breaks that we're putting up. It's gonna change on the daily. Like, people are gonna be chasing certain guys that are playing well. Like, it's a fun time to be a soccer collector, or if you just want to get into short term, this is the time to get into soccer, because the hype is real around World Cup.
I'll be waking up. I won't make the 2 a.m. game tomorrow, but I will wake up for the 8 a.m. Portugal.
Yeah, 2 a.m.
Portugal.
No, thank you. That's probably like the time I'm going to sleep.
Hey, you
most
know
of
what?
the
Wait, on Thanksgiving?
Gonna say great programming for those who wake up early to make that Thanksgiving feast. Pop on the World Cup. It's actually a
So you got World Cup games, and you got the 3 Thursday
it's
games.
Just sports never.
And not to mention, I'm gonna be breaking tomorrow, so you guys can put me on the TV too, and while I'm breaking.
Can we also obviously the biggest sporting event of the day, the dog show? Let's be honest.
That's show?
The dog show.
No, the biggest sporting event is Mojobreak.com.
Okay, fair
Find
enough.
us
The
on
second
YouTube
biggest.
tomorrow.
Excuse me. Second biggest.
That is Thanksgiving, right? The
That
dog
is
show.
yeah. Right after the Thanksgiving Day parade in New York, they throw on the dog show
Mind-numbingly.
with Elaine's
awesome.
boss.
If-
who
if-
is still the-
If you're a dog
still
lover,
the
sure.
host.
If you're a dog lover, sure.
Officially, I forget the name.
Westchester.
It's
or
not
something?
even the main one. It's like the second one. And
Isn't
it's
there-
John O'Hurley is the host, who's been for
It's like
many,
the
many
Daytona compared to the Indy 500 type thing. Yeah.
Well, let's. I was gonna say, I think you might.
Two different.
Yeah, 2 different sports. It's more like
One
here
is
you go.
IndyCar and one is NASCAR.
I'm a
here.
big
but
racing fan.
It's
maybe Talladega
big-
and
Yes,
Daytona.
that's what I was going
This is
for.
the Talladega to the main one's Daytona.
Daytona.
Yeah, okay.
So NASCAR, the one sport where their Super Bowl actually starts off the season.
Yes.
Yeah.
And their championship game is just Talladega being the final.
Yeah, and it's fun. They basically just. Is
Just
any,
ended.
good trivia question?
I think I know.
Does
this.
anybody know who won the NASCAR points championship?
Kyle Busch.
No.
Tyler Cody.
Tyler Cody. Is that was a creator racer? I like it.
TJ Brendan.
Like those seem like two names that would work for NASCAR. Joey Logano.
Yeah, way to go. Way to go.
I watch SportsCenter.
Well, we got the people are calling for C-Rad, so we got to get the show over. He's got some Chrome to break, but check out Mojobreak.com for more of Chrome. 2022 Bowman Chrome breaking all weekend. We still have some Cosmic. We're doing soccer breaks.
Hi, Coach.
Lots of stuff going on. And make sure you go to MojobreakShop.com on Friday and check out the Black Friday Doorbuster sales.
Doorbusters.
And if you're local, come in. We're going to have 20% off stuff in store only.
Oh, yeah.
So if you are in the Bay Area and you're looking for great gifts on the holiday, we got Pokemon. We've got all the sports boxes in Santa Clara. And we will see you guys next week. Have a good Thanksgiving.